next topic is seed. Seeds. Seeds are the products of sexual reproduction. What are seeds? Seeds are the products of sexual reproduction. Then they are also known as fertilized ovule, because after fertilization, which part of the flower become seed? Ovule become the seed. So they are also known as fertilized ovule or mature ovule. Then these are the products of sexual reproduction. That is what is seed. Then we can discuss the parts of a seed. There are different parts. First part is seed coat. There are two seed coat present in a seed, outer and inner seed coat. Outer seed coat is known as testa and inner seed coat is known as tegmen. Here there are two seed coat in a seed, outer and inner. Outer seed coat is known as testa and inner seed coat is known as tegmen. Then which part of the ovule become seed coat? Actually ovule become the seed and which part of the ovule become seed coat? Integument of the ovule become seed coat. Integument. There are two integuments present in an ovule, outer and inner integument. So outer integument become outer testa or outer seed coat and inner integument become inner tegmen or inner seed coat. Okay. Seed coat develop from the integument of the ovule. But there are two integuments and there are two seed coat. Clear? That is what is seed coat. Then next part is known as, before that, what is the function of seed coat? Seed coat provide protection. In some seed, these two seed coat, outer and inner seed coat, fuse together. But in some seeds, outer and inner seed coat, there is a clear-cut differentiation of testa and tegmen. Okay. Then next part, cotyledon. Next part of the seed is known as cotyledon. What are cotyledon? Cotyledon is also known as, they are the seed leaves. They are the seed leaves. Actually cotyledon store food and provide nutrients. Cotyledon store reserve food materials, that is for the embryo or the seedlings. Then there are two cotyledon or one cotyledon. In some seeds there are one or two cotyledon. One cotyledon present in monocots and two cotyledon present in dicots. There are two types of seed based on cotyledon, monocot and dicot. Monocot seed with one cotyledon and dicot seed with two cotyledon. That is what is cotyledon. The next part of the seed, embryonal axis or embryo axis. Next part is known as embryo axis. Embryo axis consists of two parts, upper and lower part. Upper and lower part. Upper part is known as plumule and lower part is known as radicle. Then upper part of the embryonal axis plumule and lower part of the embryonal axis called radicle. Plumule become shoot and radicle become a root. That is after fertilization. Then next, after fertilization in the development of the seed, the development of the plant, embryonal axis, plumule and radicle. Radicle become root and plumule become shoot. The next part of the seed is known as embryo. Embryo is the part that become the seedling and or the young plantlet. Embryo is also known as young plantlet. That is also present in the seed. Then there are some other parts that is present on the seed coat called micropyle. Micropyle. Micropyle is also present in the ovule, and the same micropyle is also present in the seed. This is an opening. Micropyle is an opening. In seed, micropyle helps in aeration or absorb oxygen and also absorb water. When there is unfavorable condition or if there is no suitable condition, seeds undergo a period of rest. Then that period is known as seed dormancy. Before that, what is micropyle? Micropyle is an opening through which seeds absorb water, minerals, and also they can respire or for helps in aeration. That is what is the function of micropyle. This micropyle is also found in the ovule. Ovule is the seed. The same also found in ovule, but function is different. In ovule, micropyle helps to enter the pollen tube. Entry of the pollen tube, that is through the opening. That opening found in ovule is called a micropyle. These are morphologically same openings. In the seed and ovule, micropyle is an opening but perform different function. Clear? In seed, it helps in aeration or in respiration, and also seed can absorb water. But in ovule, micropyle helps to enter the pollen tube. That is what is the difference between micropyle found in ovule and the seed. But the structure is same, opening. This micropyle is the another part of the seed that is found on the surface of the seed coat. Then another part is present, hilum. Next part is hilum. Hilum is a scar or a mark. That is a mark or a scar present on the surface of the seed that shows point of attachment with the fruit wall. Hilum is also known as, that is a mark or a scar found on seed coat. These are the different parts of a seed. Then some seeds, there is a part called perisperm. Perisperm. In some seed, there is a part known as perisperm. Actually, perisperm is the persistent nucellus. Perisperm is also known as persistent nucellus. Perisperm is the persistent nucellus. What is nucellus? Nucellus found in the ovule, and it carry the embryo sac that contain nutrients. Nucellus is the body of the ovule. Persistent nucellus is known as perisperm. Perisperm found in black pepper. Black pepper, there is perisperm. What is perisperm? Perisperm is the persistent nucellus that is found in black pepper. In some seeds only persistent nucellus found. Then pericarp. There is a differentiation. Next term is pericarp. Don't make confusion between these two structures. Perisperm is the persistent nucellus found in some seeds, and pericarp is the structure called, that is actually fruit wall. Ovary wall become fruit wall. Pericarp is the fruit wall. Don't make confusion between these two terms. That's why I am explaining this structure also. Pericarp and perisperm together. Perisperm is the persistent nucellus found in some seed, and pericarp is the fruit wall or ovary wall. Okay. These are the parts of a seed. Then next term related with the seed dormancy. Seed dormancy. Seed dormancy means it is a resting period of the seed or a state of inactivity. It is a state of inactivity. During this period, the embryo slows down. All the metabolic activity of the embryo slows down, and also embryo enter into a state of inactivity. During that time, water content will be reduced and the seeds become dry. this time all the activity of the seed or all the metabolic activity of the during this time, at the time of dormancy, the seed become inactive and also the embryo become in a state of inactivity or a period of rest. That time all the activity or all the metabolic activity of the seed become passive and also slows down. But that state is known as seed dormancy. When the seed gets favorable condition or favorable period or suitable condition available, that time suitable condition means when the seed get water, enough air or enough oxygen, that time, that is what is enough condition or suitable condition. When the suitable or enough condition available, they can germinate. Before that they enter into a state of inactivity. Before that they are in a state called seed dormancy. Okay, that is what is seed dormancy. Then next term related with the seed is known as seed viability. Next term related with the seed is called seed viability. We already discussed pollen viability. The same thing here, the seed viability. Viability is a period. During that period, it is a period or a time period. How long do the seeds remain alive? That period is known as viability period. Seed viability means how long do the pollen grains remain alive. How long the pollen grain remain alive, that is what is called pollen viability, that period. Same here also, seed viability means how long do the seeds remain alive. That period is considered as viability period. Viability period of the seeds greatly varied in different species. Some species seeds shows, that means seeds lose their viability within a month, or some seeds they maintain their viability for a long period of time, for several years or for hundreds of years. So that period is varied. So seed viability is not same in all the species. It is varied in greatly varied in different species. Here is two example old viable seeds. First one is examples of old viable seeds. Examples of old viable seed. First example, lupinus. First example is called lupinus. Its scientific name Lupinus arcticus. Scientific name, so capital letter and small letter separate underline. Lupinus arcticus, found in Arctic tundra. Then here this lupinus shows 10,000 years viability. This lupinus shows 10,000 years viability. After that seeds germinate. So this is an example of old viable seed. Then second example of a date palm. Example, date palm. Scientific name of date palm, Phoenix dactylifera. Phoenix dactylifera. This is also a scientific name, capital letter and small letter. Phoenix dactylifera, a species of date palm that shows viability 2000 years. 2000 years viability. These are the two examples of the seed and plant shows. Or these are the old viable seeds. Examples of old viable seeds. Two examples. Okay. Then next, advantages of seed. What are the advantages of seed? Advantages of seed. Seeds are most important. Seeds are used as food. In case of human beings, seeds we used as seeds. We can use several seeds used as food, and also seed is the basis of agriculture. Main thing, it is the basis of agriculture. New plants arise from seeds. From this is the base seeds are the basis of agriculture, and also they provide food to us. Then to angiosperms. What are the advantages of seeds to angiosperms? In angiosperms, seeds to provide seed. There are seedlings. These seeds to provide food or nourishment. Seedlings, that is to angiosperms. Then next, seeds to provide better adaptation. Because they dispersed in different areas, so different species colonized into different area. They provide the seeds provide better adaptation, so that new species or the species can colonize to different areas. Dispersal of Because of dispersal of seeds into different localities, that provide colonization of different species, different plant species into different area, not same area, different area, because of dispersal of seeds into different areas. Then here in human beings, for human beings, advantage of seed basis, it is the basis of agriculture and also provide food. And for angiosperms, advantage better adaptation, to provide a better adaptation. Then next, these are the advantages of seeds. Then next is fruit. Next topic is fruit. Fruit, as we all know, already learned, then I will repeat again. Fruits are the products of fertilization. Here also, which part of the flower become fruit? That is, ovary become fruit. Ovary become fruit, and ovary wall become fruit wall. Is that technical term pericarp. Fruits are the products of sexual reproduction. Ovary develops into fruit. All these are very clear. Then fruit, there are different types of fruit based on development. First type is called true fruit. First type is known as true fruit. True fruit means fruit develop from, directly it develop from the ovary. Ovary become the fruit. In some fruits or in some plants, ovary of the flower become fruit. That means development of the fruit from the ovary. Such fruits are called true fruit. The best example is banana is a true fruit. Mango is a true fruit. They develop from, such fruits develop from the ovary. Okay. True fruits are there. Develop because of, here what is the basis of classification of the fruit? Based on development. Based on its development. Then here true fruit, development of the fruit from ovary. Then second, false fruit. False fruit. False fruit is not developed from the ovary. It is developed from the part other than ovary. Such fruits are called false fruit. Such fruits are not directly developed from the ovary. That is the difference between true and false fruit. False fruit is directly developed from the part other than ovary. Here the example, apple. Apple and strawberry are the examples of false fruit, because here is a question, which part of the flower become apple and strawberry? Which part of the flower become apple or false fruit? In the case of apple and strawberry, thalamus or receptacle. Do you know what is thalamus? Thalamus is the part from where all floral parts arises. Thalamus is the part or the region from where all floral parts arises. That part is known as thalamus or receptacle. Thalamus become fruit. In case of apple and strawberry, they are called a false fruit. Then third type is known as parthenocarpic fruit. Third type is known as parthenocarpic fruit. This type of fruit is developed through a process known as parthenocarpy. This type of fruit is developed from a process known as parthenocarpy. What is parthenocarpy? Parthenocarpy means development of fruit without fertilization. Here is no fertilization. Fertilization is absent, but fruit formation takes place in some plants. Such process is known as parthenocarpy, and such fruits are called parthenocarpic fruit. Then the characteristics of such fruit, they are seedless. There is no seed. They are seedless fruits. That is the main specificity of or specific characteristics of parthenocarpic fruit. They are seedless. They develop without fertilization. Here is an example of a parthenocarpic fruit, banana. Banana is the best example, and note down all of you note down, banana is a true fruit as well as parthenocarpic fruit. Banana is a true fruit as well as parthenocarpic fruit. They are called a true fruit because banana develop from ovary, direct from ovary, but there is no fertilization. That's why banana is a true fruit as well as a parthenocarpic fruit. They are seedless. Okay, banana is a true fruit as well as parthenocarpic fruit. These are the different types of fruit. Then the last topic of this chapter, apomixis. Apomixis. And one more topic, apomixis and embryony together. Here, first we can discuss apomixis. Apomixis means it is a form of asexual reproduction. Apomixis is a form of asexual reproduction. It is a form of asexual reproduction, but apomixis mimics sexual reproduction. Listen here, apomixis is a form of a asexual reproduction, but it mimics sexual reproduction because development of seed without fertilization. Seeds are, what are seeds? That we already discussed. Seeds are the products of sexual reproduction. That's why apomixis mimics sexual reproduction. There is production of seed, but there is no fertilization. Production of seeds without fertilization. That is what is, it mimics sexual reproduction, a form of sexual reproduction. Why apomixis is considered as a form of asexual reproduction? Because seeds are formed without fertilization. Okay. Then it mimics sexual reproduction. Why? It mimics sexual reproduction means there is seed formation. But there are some examples. Apomixis example is Asteraceae. Asteraceae is a family name. Aster flowers are there. Asteraceae family. Aster flowers belongs to this family, Asteraceae. Asteraceae is an example of apomixis. Asteraceae family produce seeds without fertilization. Then there is a familiar example, grasses. Grasses are also there. These are also produce seeds without fertilization. These are the two examples of apomixis. Then for example, apomixis, these two examples. Apomixis, there are apomixis occur in plants because of two reasons, or there are different ways of apomixis, apomictic seed production. There are two different ways, or the reason for apomixis, or you can write reason or the ways of apomixis found in plants. There are two different ways for apomixis and also the reason for the production of apomixis, or the seeds that develop through this process called apomictic seed. The seeds that develop through this process known as apomictic seed. And apomictic seed, there are several reasons, or there are two ways of apomictic seed production. Okay, that is what is correct. Apomictic seed production, reason. We can ask like this, reason or the ways. There are two different ways or the reason. The first reason is diploid egg cell is formed. Diploid egg cell is formed without reduction division. Diploid egg cell. Listen here. Egg cells are always haploid, but here in there is an abnormality. Diploid egg cell is formed without reduction division. That is the reason of apomixis found in some plants. For example, in mango or in some variety of mango or citrus family, this type of development is found. Diploid egg cell is formed without reduction division. That leads to the production of apomictic seed. One reason. Second reason, nucellus. What is nucellus? Ovule. Body of the ovule is known as nucellus. Nucellus carry embryo sac. That nucellus, the cells of the nucellus, surrounding cells of the nucellus protrude into the embryo sac. Embryo sac is found in the nucellar region. Nucellus protect the embryo sac in the ovule. Then here some cells of the surrounding cells of the nucellus protrude into the embryo sac and develops into seed. That is another reason. So you can write like this: cells of the nucellus also become seed, also become embryo or seed. Okay, like that. These are the two reasons behind apomixis. You can read the textbook. Reasons are there. Two reasons or two ways of production of apomixis. Diploid egg cell directly formed, and also cells of the nucellus formed into apomictic seed. These are the two reasons apomixis. Then next one is polyembryony. Polyembryony. Polyembryony means, from the term poly means many, embryony, many embryos. Occurrence of more than one embryo in a seed is known as polyembryony. Normally one seed with one embryo, a seed with one embryo, but there are some exceptions. This polyembryony found in some plants. It is very clear in orange, seeds of the orange and lemon or citrus family. We can observe this phenomenon, polyembryony condition. What is polyembryony? Occurrence of more than one embryo in a seed is known as polyembryony. Example, citrus or lemon or orange. Citrus family or orange, lemon. All these plants species are have polyembryonic condition. Many embryos are there. That embryos into plantlets. Normally a seed with one embryo, that embryo form one plant, but some seeds with seed contain many embryos are there. All these embryo become new plant. Listen here, from one seed we will get many plants. That all plants are similar in their characteristics. That is the advantage of polyembryonic condition. Many embryos are there. All the embryos become new plantlet, and those plantlets are same in characteristics. That is what is the advantage of polyembryony. Where are they found? Example also note down. Then next last thing is hybrid seeds. Hybrid seeds. There are hybrid seeds. Hybrid seeds means through artificial hybridization. That we already discussed. Artificial hybridization in plant breeding program. Through artificial hybridization we can create or we can produce new varieties or superior varieties. That variety shows combined characteristics of two different parents. Here that seeds through hybridization, the seeds that you produce through artificial hybridization or hybridization, such seeds are called hybrid seeds. Hybrid seeds are produced through hybridization or artificial hybridization. Such seeds are called hybrid. They are superior varieties. They are superior than their parents. All these are the advantages of hybrid seeds. Hybrid seeds shows a high productivity. That is most important advantage. They shows high productivity. Hybrid seeds shows a high productivity, but there are some problem in case of hybrid seeds that we can discuss now. What are the problems of hybrid seeds? Cost of production of hybrid seed is very costly. The production cost is too much. That is too expensive for the farmers. That is the main problem. Cost of production is too expensive for the farmers. First problem, cost of production. Production of hybrid seed is too expensive for the farmers. Second problem with hybrid seed. Second problem with the hybrid seed, we need to produce hybrid seeds every year. Year after year we need to produce hybrid seeds. That is another problem. First one is cost of production is too expensive, and also we need to produce it year after year. Production year after year, otherwise it will shows the classification of the characters. They do not maintain characteristics. So we need to produce it year after year. Every year we need to produce it, otherwise it will show segregation of the character. They do not maintain characteristics, and also cost of production is too expensive. These are the problem related with the hybrid seed, but one advantage, it shows high productivity. Then how can we solve this problem? We can solve this problem by hybrid seeds can be converted into apomictic seeds. We can solve this problem through apomixis. What is apomixis? Production of seed without fertilization. So hybrid seeds are made into apomictic seed. Through that process or through that technique we can solve that problem. Okay, hybrid seeds are made into apomictic seed. So there are some advantages after the production of apomictic seed. Apomictic seeds shows a polyembryonic condition. There is no segregation of the character. Farmers can keep on using apomictic seed or such a hybrid seed. What is that? Hybrid seeds are made into apomictic seed. We can solve the problem. How can we solve the problem of hybrid seeds? Hybrid seeds are made into apomictic seed. But what are the advantages? Such seeds do not show a character segregation, and also we don't want to produce it year after year or every year. Farmers can keep on using such seeds. But thus we can solve the problem. But there are some research going on about what is the genetics of, or which gene is responsible for apomixis in plants. There are some research going on. So these are the characteristics of hybrid seed and problem and its solution. Clear? What are they? Today in this video I explained already what are seeds, then advantages of seed, parts of seed, then seed dormancy, seed viability, then types of fruit, what are fruits, development. Based on development there are 3 types of fruit. Then next apomixis and polyembryony, examples of old viable seeds. Then you are having a work in the textbook, page number 37. This is page number 37, figure 2.15. Many seeds and fruits are there. All of you please note down. There is name of the seeds are not there, so you can note down in your textbook. That's why I am taking this textbook. First seed is pea seed. Note down pea seed. Then second, here this seed is castor seed. What is the difference between pea seed and castor seed? These two seeds are dicot seed. So write down dicot seed, pea seed and castor seed. Difference in the case of endosperm, pea seeds are not having, the endosperms are absent in pea seed, but endosperm is present in castor seed. What is endosperm? Endosperm is the product of triple fusion that provide nourishment to the embryo. This castor seed is having endosperm and pea seed is not having endosperm, but both seeds are dicot. Then Next to seed. This is onion seed. Pink color is there. Onion seed. And the another seed is maize seed. These two seed belongs to monocot, class monocot. Then these two seeds are having endosperm. Clear? These two seeds are having endosperm. So, what is the difference between endospermic and non-endospermic seed? Endospermic seed means the seeds are having endosperm, and non-endospermic seed means the seeds are not having endosperm. That means the seeds are not having endosperm means the endosperm is completely utilized for the development of embryo. Such seeds are non-endospermic seed. Here is example of a non-endospermic seed is pea seed. The other seed, onion seed, castor seed and maize seed, they are having endosperm not completely utilized. Endosperm is not completely utilized, but pea seed endosperm is completely utilized. Then the last two diagram. One is apple cross section and LS, longitudinal section and cross section of apple. Then strawberry. These two shows thalamus, seed and different parts. All of you draw this diagram after the lecture note of seed and fruit. Okay, clear? Thank you.